Hi guys, so we have had a great question in the comment section and we'll cover two different topics. So that will be, will my LED strip use all of its wattage all of the time, even when dimmed? And will my LED strip be using all of the power supply's wattage? So I'll start with that question, and what I mean by that is, so if you only put on 100 watts of LED strip onto a 200 watt power supply, then you will only be using 100 watts worth of power. So if the power supply is larger than the LED strip, it will not be using all of the wattage from the power supply. It only draws what is actually put on it. So if you put on 50 watts of strip onto a 200 watt power supply, that will be absolutely fine. There is no minimum loading with our power supplies, and you'll only be drawing 50 watts of power supplies. So do not worry if you've got a larger power supply and you're worried that every time you turn it on it's going to be drawing 200 watts even though you've only got 100 or 150 watts of strip on there. No, whatever strip you put on, that's all that it will be drawing from the power supply. And that's the same with if you had the power supply with a constant 240 volt to it, but then you had a dimmer to the end, dimmer with say RGBW lights, and you'd actually turned the lights off via the remote but not the power, then it still would not be drawing 200 watts. It would not be drawing anything until the LED strip is turned on, and then it will be drawing how much LED strip you have on the power supply. So with dimming, it works very similar, well, identical in fact. So if you have a dimmable power supply and you have a rotary dimmer switch and you dim the lights down to 50%, then it will only be drawing what the dim level is on. So if you had a 200 watt power supply with 180 watts worth of light and you dimmed it to 50%, then you'd be roughly only drawing 90 watts anytime that is used. So do not worry by the size of the power supply. If the lights are dimmed on the secondary, so if they're turned off via an RGBW remote or controller, then they will not be drawing the lights. If they're dimmed, it will only be dimming what the dim level is set to. And if you're only putting on 50 watts of light onto a 200 watt power supply, you will still only be drawing 50 watts of wattage. So thank you very much for that question. So comment away with any more questions. Check out InStyle LED.co.uk, and thank you very much for watching.